All right, guys, Christian said if you don't do it now, you're not going to do it. So, part 2. We're jumping in the Blazer and going for a ride. So far, so good. It has started twice in a row now. The battery may be okay. It could have been just sitting. And the AC is already starting to get cool. So that is great news as well. Actually, the AC is very cold. What's it out today, Christian? 85 degrees? Yeah. 85, maybe 90 degrees out, so it's not chilly. Woohoo! Here we go. Pedal is a little touchy. Might need a little bit of lubrication on that. Just spun tires and threw dust everywhere. We'll go find out real quickly if the fuel gauge works. Speedometer is working and actually not jumping. Odometer is working. Oil pressure is good, 45. 14.5 voltage. Temperature's coming up, so everything looking good there. We do have an aftermarket radio. I don't want to mess with that currently. And a lot of people, a lot of you guys, you're going to say something about this truck. Is that the one you guys just had and you just lifted it? No, it is not. The other white Blazer, which was identical, blue interior, had the same floor mats. That went to Florida. That sold and went to Florida. And if you look at some of the little things, what was different? That one had something different. Aftermarket headliner, it had something. This one does have a good headliner while we're talking about that. Somebody has definitely replaced that. It's got the newer visors. Again, the pedal's a little touchy. Probably go get either David or Daniel or Brian to replace that pedal completely. And we'll get some fuel. See if the gas gauge works. If the gas gauge works, this truck's kind of a win, guys. It's actually a nice truck. This does have the overdrive transmission. Let's make sure. Yep, does have the overdrive transmission. So that's good. We'll put it in full-wheel drive on the rack. We'll make sure the hubs are working. Nothing crazy in there. No extra bags of cash. Thought that we were supposed to have some excellent finds in there, but we didn't. And the mileage on this truck is showing 36,000. We're going to say it probably has had a trip around the moon already, meaning it has tripped one time. So we're going to say it's probably 136,000 miles. Again, almost impossible to sell a truck of this generation or a car of this generation with documented miles, unless you bought it from the original owner and he has every inspection receipt. You really can't ever validate mileage on an older vehicle. And I know that's unfortunate for some people to hear, but it's just the darn right truth. So, rear view mirror is not all fogged up. That's nice. And we're about a quarter mile away from the gas station, and we will see if we have a working fuel system on the gauge. If that is the case, other than the little touches that somebody might want to do, I really don't see any troubles out of this truck at all. Good running, good driving. No rattles so far. I think we fixed the rattle with the jack handle there. Like any of them, you know, it was probably perfect to the previous guy, but we'll have to make it a little more perfect, such as dome light and LED light, and gas pedal, throttle linkage, proper word, not the gas pedal. You know, change the oil, state inspection, does not currently have one. Doesn't have to have one in some states, but for Virginia, we inspect them all. What we got going on here? That's the one way to get gas. Just park sideways at the gas pump. Well, good news is we got to get it on this side anyway, so just making sure he hadn't crashed before we pull up on an accident scene. All right, keep it running. Let's see if we can get some fuel in here. Well, let's turn this off. That's probably proper etiquette. What else? I don't really see anything bad, guys. Fuel gauge works. We use premium fuel. I know I've said this before, and some people actually commented you don't need to use premium fuel. More than this, we're not going for performance, and we don't like wasting an extra $1 a gallon. But the reason we do use premium is just for the fact that it holds its, what's the word? Octane. It holds its octane longer. We all know old motors do not like low octane. They will spark rattle. You will break a piston or a ring eventually if you have spark rattle. That's that little weird noise when you're accelerating. I don't know how to describe it. I've personally done that even when my dad said, you better be running premium. I couldn't afford it, so I bought cheap gas. I blew a motor up. It will happen. Keeping fresh fuel and premium fuel always helps, and they build up carbon. That carbon pre-ignites. That carbon will definitely cause a problem also. Door panels are good. This is sagging a little bit. You know, most all of them are. But it does have the bottom panels, top panels, everything's nice and attached properly. These could use a little dye up top if you want to be picky. VIN number, bottoms of the doors, even though again, you know, it's probably had some paint and overspray. They're in good shape. Seam sealer's still here. Nobody's ground all that out. It's all good there. Little WD-40 on those. Overall, not a bad truck, guys. So for me to jump in it, drive it that quickly, it was pretty low on fuel. It was white originally. Oh, is there going to print a receipt? Nope, never does. Show how much it is so we can screenshot it. That way the office does not jump on our butt. And it just started again. I'm glad it started because we didn't bring a jump box, Christian. Forgot about that. Oops. AC's ice cold. All right, here we go. Here we go. Let's check this stuff. Does your window work? Your window's dirty, but it works. Does my window work? Slow, but steady. Needs a little adjustment and some lubrication. Let's check that one. Holy moly. Uncle David is going to be happy. He has way less stuff to fix on this one than usual. So, quick punch list for him is going to be a real quick punch list. And I don't think there's going to be much for Daniel and Brian either. So, we'll finish up our ride. We'll try to take a loop on the highway, hit some highway speeds. Gas gauge worked perfectly. We are good to go, guys. Thanks for watching, tuning in. Stay in touch for this one. Be on the website today, the day after 9/11, 2024. That would be 9/12. Thanks, guys.